For 9/888s, it's a little bit different than the other two for staging on the hard turn, measuring the seat angle. You just set the part in the fixture. When you clamp it down initially, you'll have to clamp it a little bit on an angle. You can eyeball this just to make sure that when you're seated on the angle, you'll be at the lowest point. Bring this arm down as close as I can. You'll have to eyeball this. If you need to go back and forth this way, you can use this controller here in front, but you need to move very slow to ensure you're not going to chip the tip of the stylus. Now that I know I'm on the seat, I'm going to hit the free button so the stylus is making contact. I'll have to go up to click new, top left hand corner, and I'm looking at this Z value. Because I'm at the seat and I'm seated on that angle, I'll look for the lowest value, and I'm gonna manipulate the fixture back and forth using this controller here. And while I'm doing that, I'm also looking at that Z readout and looking for the lowest possible, smallest possible number, so I know I'm at the lowest position. And it looks like 180. That's pretty close. 7, 8, whatever. So then I'm going to press the hold button to raise the stylus back up. And then I'm going to loosen the fixture and tighten it back up so that it's parallel. I'm going to raise the arm up as I was lowering the arm back straight so I didn't collide with the part. And then you'll have to eyeball this again. You want to set it on that big bore down in there just above the seat, in front of the seat. Give a good picture there. And then you'll have to observe a couple of offsets over here. The default that we use generally is 12.7 for the length. So I'll type in 12.7. You could use 12.0 as long as you were close enough to the seat. And the default speed that we usually use is 0.5. If you're worried about chipping the stylus, you could lower it to 0.2. We're going to stay at 0.5, that's our default. And then because we know we're already centered, I'm just going to click this measure button. As a rule of thumb, I usually put the mouse right over stop, so if something happens, I can hit the stop button instead of pressing the E-stop on the controller. If you noticed, we're using the standard stylus on this one. If we were using the cone, the smaller tip, I might move it down in speed and I might be a little bit more apt to stop it. So I stopped it. If you do stop it, that's fine. Just make sure you click no so that you don't discard the data. And you can see the lands here are pretty small. We'll have to observe the zoom in function at the top here. If you hover over it, you see it zoom in, it's selected, it'll give you a little magnifying glass. So now we can see where that line starts and stops for the seat. In order to measure the angle, I need to draw a line, so I'm going to select line and then line. There's two ways you can draw the line. You can use the rectangle function, and you'll click and drag it, and you just select OK. And now we have a line there. To zoom back out to the original measurement, zoom to fit, and then we'll have to zoom back in on this side to draw a line on this side. This time, because there's two different ways, I'll show you the other way. You can use the X range, and you'll have to select somewhere in where the top and the bottom of the line start. On this specific 9/888s, we have a straightness call out, so I'll collect that information here by highlighting straightness, and we're within tolerance. I'm going to go back to the zoom to fit, and then I need to measure the angle, so I'm going to select angle, and then angle, and then click on each one of these lines, and you want this angle, so you'll have to click anywhere in here. You click, select all, and then you have your results.